guys, I have a message about the tree spirits today. The tree spirits, the power of nature, but more in like a magical way, right? And so nature is already very magical, but I want to encourage you, especially if you're going in through something really, really difficult, right? Where you feel like you feel trapped, or you just feel like you don't have support from the people that surround you. This is when you go into nature and you do offerings to the nature spirits. And so think about all four elements: earth, fire, water, and air, right? Think about those. Watch my videos that I did talking about all four of those elements and how they relate to tarot, because it helps with this. This is if you maybe are new to this or have more to learn about this. But if you go into nature and do offerings to these energies, to the trees, to the water, they will protect you. The spirits will protect you if you are pure. And I also think about it as like, and this, if you are pure, right? And so I feel like for those of us that act from a pure place, not saying we're perfect, but just that we do our best to act from a pure place, we can be under attack. I'm saying we because like I definitely have experienced this personally, of like when you are innocent can be the time when people from it's almost like a big old group of people are like, oh hell no, and want to come and try and destroy you, even though you're literally just minding your business, right? And that can be scary. It can be scary. It can be angering, because you're like, literally, what did I do? Like, if I really did something, then, like, can I do something first before I'm like under attack, right? Or because it can be spiritual attack, but you could have people following you, people who just know who you are already and don't like you and decide they don't like you for no fucking reason. It literally could be because, this is for my spiritualists, my meditators, my yogis, right? Like just those who follow that path, we can be under attack. But the beauty is the nature spirits understand that and kind of go through the same thing. Like I think about the trees in particular. Like I went to the trees and did an offering to the trees, because think about how much they do for us, and that they still get cut down, that we still use the trees for literally whatever the fuck, anything, to print out money, to print out just a bunch of fucking Xerox paper, to print out for whatever. Like we use trees for so much, but do we really like respect the tree or the spirit of the tree? Not really. Do we even really think that there's a spirit in the tree? For those that are spiritual or who are not in their spiritual energy or don't believe in that stuff, no. And so when you go and do an offering to them, they will literally help you. Literally to the point where it's like you become one with nature. Like it's like when you need to be hidden, you can be hidden. I'm literally thinking of like driving. Like let's say somebody wants to see where you're at, right? Someone is like stalking you, or they want to just follow you around. And then right when they think that you're coming up this street, and then you just happen, like right at the moment where y'all cross paths, you walk behind a tree, just because that's just where you decided to walk. And at that one moment, they cannot see you at all. They can't see you, right? Like they miss you just simply because you walked in the direction of a tree and then they didn't see your face, right? Like that's the kind of thing. That's like the power of the tree spirit. So stuff like that is so cool and amazing and like literally something that you can use to your advantage. you know? And that can even be, I don't know, like having plants around you. Maybe you live in a place where there's not a lot of nature. I'm thinking like New York City or something like that. But even the smallest things, the smallest offerings, flowers at the bottom of a tree as a thank you to the tree spirits, throwing some sort of offering into the water, flowers into the water. Literally, flowers is really, really good for many kinds of offerings, you know, or watering a plant, right? Doing your libations, like, let's say you have water that you put on your altar, and then once that water kind of dries up or isn't fresh for your ancestors anymore, then you pour that libation on a plant as like a thank you. They protect you in return, and it's like you'd be surprised how beneficial it is. And with that can also come the protection from animals as well, right? Because like I'm thinking, what animals live in trees? So it could literally be like hummingbirds or different birds giving you messages, right? And how we will see like crows or hawks. Like all these things kind of work together to help us when dealing with these kind of energies. The narcissistic, like not loving, not peaceful person. When I see lion, right, I think of just like an egotistical person. The otter in reverse, like not ready to be loving, not ready to be peaceful, just like very narcissistic. And I think also divine feminine has to have grace in these situations. Like, it's like there's not always a quick fix for this kind of energy. I don't know, like as frustrating as it is, there's not always a quick fix when we have to deal with these kind of people. And then we're forced to always have grace, or that there's something about grace. As many times as I keep seeing grace, 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 and it's like, I'm so sick of grace. When I tell you I'm so sick of the word grace, because it's like just as far as people will push you. And then it's like, have grace. But divine feminine energy does operate that way. Not always. And that's not me saying like let people just walk all over you for the rest of your life in the name of being a divine feminine. No. Because there is a time to walk away. But also the power of nature can help you find that grace, especially maybe when you're running thin, when you really don't have much left to really give. And it's not really about giving it to anybody either. I think that's something about grace. Grace isn't really for somebody else. I see grace as just a way for you to move forward, kind of like the star energy of like, okay, you know what, I can't really handle all this. I can't handle all this on my own. I don't know what to do about this, so I just kind of have to have grace during this situation in order to move just to move forward. Like, yeah, I could focus on this fucked up thing that happened and just keep thinking about it, or I can have grace, right, of like just staying in my lane. And I'm hearing that song Grace by Wizkid. But just think of it as like, because he literally says this in the song, like, where is it? Just basically like, nobody can run my race. I just have to stay in my lane. Like, he doesn't say it exactly like that, but it's basically like, I have to remember that I'm staying in my lane, and then I have a goal, and then I'm focused on that goal, and I have to have grace when it comes to people trying to slide into my lane, right? Like when you're driving, somebody cuts you off, you can get mad and want to like throw your drink at them, or you can have grace. Like that's the energy, right? So when we're on our life journey, it definitely is a practice of grace, and the tree spirits can help you with that, and the water spirits in particular can help you with that. Literally, water is one of the most graceful things that, like, no matter what, it always can make more space. It always makes more space. It always finds a way to filter out the trash, or to filter out and like remake a way. That is water energy, you know? So it's like you can utilize that. The mouse, the firefly in reverse, and then the bat in reverse. I think grace also comes with not being able to focus on the details so much with this mouse energy. Like the mouse is all in the details and stuff, to the point where it's like no transformation really can take place because of the details, you know? But it's like, I don't know, if the trees threw a fit every time somebody just grabbed a leaf off of there and walked away, or like left their dog shit down there, or like, you know, then it's like nothing would ever really get done. That's what I'm feeling with that. And you might be really in like a worry energy, because with the rabbit underneath, and there is something at it's the year of the rabbit, right? So I'm thinking about a burrowing rabbit right now. Like that's just kind of what I'm seeing, a rabbit in its burrow. This kind of feels like a year, this year, right? It being the year of the rabbit. Like this is a year of kind of, I'm never hearing make it through this year, make it through this year. Because I'm just thinking like rabbits and how they have babies a lot. Like they just have lots of babies, or like quickly have babies. So I don't know. I'm feeling that kind of energy of like finding conservatism this year, so that then once all this, because it's like the people who don't, here's the thing, I feel like the people who don't have much spiritual control over themselves are in the energy of the rabbit. And so in a dark energy with no spiritual control, it just like when people say like effing like rabbits, right? So I just feel like that's a lot of people's energy right now, and not everyone knows how to transmute that, which can cause just a lot of madness. And then not to mention with the abortion laws, like, it's so interesting how devil energy shows up, right? Because I'm just thinking, it's like, if spiritually these energies affect everybody, like, it's the year of the rabbit for a reason. So it's like people are kind of in this hazy, like, this summer, honey, I don't know, and I don't know, I'm not trying to put fear into anyone's hearts either. But I've already seen this, like, this, like, highly, like, sexually crazed energy, but it's not really necessarily to the benefit of anybody either, you know, like, I don't know, it's like there's a time and a place, but not everyone knows how to control that energy or transmute it. So you may literally feel like you need protection in that area of your life. Ask the trees, ask the nature spirits around for that kind of help and support. And, like, yeah, get out into nature as well. But I want to, like, say, nature is kind of everywhere. Like, if there's one tree, you can rock with that one tree. If there's a plant store, you can rock with those plants. You know what I'm saying? If there's a pond, if there's, like, there's nature everywhere. Just because you maybe are having a hard time getting out into a big, vast area of nature, don't let yourself feel less than for that. Of course it helps and it feels really good, but with this kind of energy, right? Because I was talking about people not feeling safe or feeling like they're being followed and all this other type of crazy shit. It's kind of like you might not feel safe going out into nature, or when you do go out into nature, here come these motherfuckers following you, or, you know, and it's like you just feel like you can't even really be comfortable. So, in that, it doesn't matter. Like, there's probably a tree somewhere right down the street from your house, or, like, right outside of your house, wherever you can find it. You know what I mean? Like, don't feel like, oh, I never go to the park, or, oh, I never, like, you're fine. Just, like, find it where you can find it. Literally get a plant and make a shrine around that plant, and that can be your connection to nature. Like, you know, I'm just saying, don't be down on yourself, because I used to be down on myself about not being able to go into nature, but it's like people are literally following me where I go right now, and it's like, so it's like I'm not always gonna want to just be out in vast nature by myself, you know what I mean? Okay, anyways, yeah. And there definitely are, like, opposing energies that don't want divine feminine to win, because I'm picking up this kind of, like, if rabbits, look how the rabbit just fell down. If the rabbit is just focused on, like, having its babies, right? But then, like, the sensual tiger has a wider mindset of what that looks like. So it's like, even though, and, like, think of yourself as this, meow, you know, like, think of yourself as a sensual tiger surrounded by just a bunch of rabbits, you know, like, I don't know why, but it's like, you know, the growl of the tiger. Like, it's like you have all this sensual power. This is divine feminine energy, and I just feel like everyone wants just be a rabbit and just have sex already, right? Like, just who cares? But you're like, but you know, I'm the tiger on the prowl. Like, I just feel like if this is divine feminine energy, like dark divine feminine energy, and then the rabbits are about to have a tower because their heart isn't in it. Like, I just feel that negative energy towards divine feminine energy. Just kind of like, just because I'm hot doesn't mean that you now have power over me. Just because I'm hot doesn't mean that now I'm just gonna do whatever you want. Like, just because I'm there doesn't mean that I'm for your use. Whoever's use, you know? Because I'm just picking up a lot of users and abusers right now. Okay. And you know, and then it's like when you're dealing with narcissistic energies, they're so offended by that. Like, how dare you look good but then not be available to me for whatever I want you to be for? You know, and it's kind of like, what are you talking about? That's when the tiger fucking knocks the rabbit out of here. What are you talking about? What are you really talking about right now? Like, there's so much. What are you even saying? What's even coming out of your mouth right now? I don't know. Like, it's just, this energy is annoying to me. What are you saying? You're too, go into your burrow, because I didn't even hear you. Like, what were you saying? Like, I'm on the prowl. I'm out right now. What are you talking about? Like, what is the, like, I don't know. This narcissistic energy is just too much. I heard you gonna learn today. It's like I'm telling you, these I feel like also, because wasn't it the year of the tiger last year? I think it was. And so last year, 2022 was a crazy year of like raw shining light on everything. A harsh, bright ass light on everything, where you probably realized things that you had not seen before about your life, the people around you, who you thought people were. And then now it's like, now you're seeing it kind of play out for kind of for everyone, but it's kind of like where you stand is where you're gonna see shit play out at. And I keep singing this song, there's a new day coming and everything's gonna be turning over. Everything's gonna be turning over. Where you gonna be standing when it comes? And it matters that it's in that gritty sound. There's a new day. Like, it matters because it's that type of energy. Like, it's very strong turning of events that things are just really turning around. And it could really be that last year, you know, you were really tried and you had to bring that tiger spirit out to make it through the year. And now you're facing the sun. Like, it's like you went through the Amazon. Like, let's say if you're the tiger, You went through the Amazon and you got to the end of the trail, and now you're facing the sun, and the sun is shining on you because you made it through 2022. I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments if your 2022 was fucking crazy. But it's like there's still energies that are still stuck in the Amazon and then are like blaming you for that. And it's like, well, you were trying to throw traps and stuff in my way while I was in the jungle because you wanted me to not make it through the jungle. But I made it through the jungle, and now I'm at the end where the sun is shining on me. So it's like, don't be mad at me. Like, you need to get through your jungle. Go get through your own jungle. Like, I don't know. Because I just feel like, I really feel like that. Like, whoever was really in the energy of the tiger last year and used it for good is like getting to the end of the trail, the Amazon off-rail trail. So the deer. Another thing I relate to divine feminine energy and like the power of creation, and then people having the nerve to like talk shit about somebody's creation, right? Like, I'm thinking like, oh, these beautiful trees, right? And then it's like, here comes somebody peeing on the tree or like throwing trash towards the tree. And it's like, this is what divine feminine energy deals with all the time. Like, I'm literally bearing creation right now, whether it be an actual child or your creative energy that you use to create your projects or whatever you do, right? Like, whatever sacral chakra energy you use to create. And then here comes these hating ass, grimy ass, like hyena ass, chatty McChattersons who have a lot to fucking say. But it's like, are you creating anything though? Are you in your divine feminine energy though? It's something about people listening because they don't have boundaries, lacking boundaries, like very nosy, very chatty and very nosy. And something, go to the water. I'm literally getting that. Go to the water. Let the water be a safe place for you to get downloads. Like, something about it being just like a safe space from this energy. So you might need to just go walk by water, breathe in fresh air, water, beach, something, be by the a pond, whatever, because I'm feeling like that's really important, that it's like there's some sort of safety, like some sort of spiritual safety surrounding the water energy right now. So and if you're out here just being wicked, though, okay, I don't know what to say for you. You're gonna have to do some offerings of forgiveness first, but that's not even really who this message is for. But it's like, try doing the forgiveness offering. Go to Mother Nature and do forgiveness offerings. And okay, and here's another message. Maybe somebody needs to hear this. You can still be in this energy even though you don't really feel fully protected. Like, don't think that your answer to dealing with what? To dealing with negative energy, like people who don't have boundaries, don't feel like you have to hide your sensual energy for the sake of others. Because trees still look beautiful and grow and stand there and do exactly what they come here to do, despite how people treat them, cut them down, right? So it's like you're still allowed to be in that sensual energy. Because I think sometimes it's like if you've been traumatized, like sexually, or just because of your body, or like have had a lot of people really tear you down because of your body or the way that you dress or whatever, right? How you present yourself, all kinds of stuff. You can feel like the best bet is to just cover it up and hide, you know? But it's like you actually don't have to do that, and your power exists in how you present yourself as well. So, you know, it's okay to like still feel sexy or fine or whatever and go out and be that, and like not worry about those that are, you know, just low nature rabbits, like whatever, you know? I just feel like it's like don't let this summer go by, okay? And you just hide because you don't want any, you're afraid of abuse, or you're afraid of whatever, you know? Like, it's, I don't know, because that's part of your power too. Like, if the energy can't even get out of your body because you feel like you have to hide it, your magic is in that too, you know? So it's like it has to be set free, and in order to set it free, you have to be okay. You have to just be okay with that, even though, you know, or work through that. And I guess it doesn't really come overnight, right? Like, you still may feel uncomfortable or awkward, or like you have to like adjust yourself. I'm an adjuster. Like, if I feel uncomfortable, I adjust the outfit. I adjust, you know? Like, that's my way of like trying to fix what I feel like is broken, but nothing's broken. Nothing is broken. And if anything, that's what they want you to do. They want you to hide, so that then they can just talk more shit. It's like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're about to see me today. You're about to really see me today. If I feel like it, you're gonna see me. That's what I say. So just let it be up to you. And I feel like I said this in another reading that I did like last year. Deep in the struggle, deep in the spiritual struggle, where I was talking about basically like the energy that you work with is gonna start showing. So it's like if you're high energy, like the spiritual team that you have around you is gonna reflect that. So now we're seeing that. So some people, because I've seen the Scorpion in reverse, and which just automatically makes me think Scorpio. So kind of that dark nature energy. Like, some folks are just like really, they're deep in it right now, magically especially. They're deep in it, where it's like now they have to do their own cleansing. The fox, look, the sneaky fox, the frog, like they now have to do their own healing, literally for the sake, like just for the sake of their own well-being. Like it's like some of the things that people have been doing prior just isn't even really gonna pop anymore, to the point where they are gonna feel like they have to do something differently. And then I'm picking up like the way certain people do magic even is like not going to be strong enough. Because it's also about, look, computer, but it's about the uniqueness of you too and how you do your magic. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like sex in that way, which is very interesting because Scorpio rules sex, right? And magic. So it is very unique to you and your own like makeup and who you are as a person, right? So like some people I feel like do spell or do like the same spells, or they'll do, I don't even really want to get too into it because it's like that's for you to figure out. Like I'm not here to tell you how. Maybe a little bit, you know what I mean? But it's just kind of like, it's also about self-discovery. But I think for some people who are just like doing magic just to do it, but they're not really, they're doing it for the wrong reasons, and they don't even really like, they're not even really fully passionate about the whole thing, you know? It's just about like trying to get what they want and using magic to do it. It's like that's not even working in the way that it was working. Like it's like, it's work required, right? Like it takes work. It's not just play, whatever. I'm gonna get the magic spirits on you to get what I want. Like no. And something that's interesting that I also see is like some people have been pure for a really long time, to the point where they've mastered their purity, where now they are open and have space and permission to dip into the dark side for the sake of their safety, and just because they know their boundaries and know what's okay and what's not okay. So it's like some of us are coming up on top because it's like we've done the work and we know who we are and we know what's cool and what's not cool. And then for others, it's like they have to do it the other way. And it's harder to find the light, like when you're just surrounded by your own demons, you know what I mean? Than knowing the light already and being very comfortable in it, and then knowing how to like use the darkness when it's appropriate and for you. You know what I mean? When you need it, but not leading with it. Okay, so another message. I guess this is a message for Divine Feminine overall. But another message is like you might not feel safe, like you have a lot of creative ideas, but you don't feel safe expressing that part of yourself because of all of the choppity chatty Cathy energy. And I think there's something to be worked through in that area. Like there's some healing that needs to happen, possibly rest. Like maybe you're the type of person who's constantly putting things out, or you've maybe even felt blocked from your own creativity, like nothing, like you have these ideas but you don't really have the confidence to follow through, or you don't trust in your own ideas. But there's something really important about not rushing that either. Don't rush it. Yeah, I think it's just something about not having to rush it though. You know, like it's okay if it's not happening quickly, or it's not going as fast as you need it to go or want it to go, or things are feeling just kind of stagnant even. It doesn't mean that you're off your path. It just means that there's like, I don't know, things are adjusting within you, outside of you. Like this need to kind of cleanse the dirt before things can grow. The gestation is what I heard. Gestation period of just kind of like, you know, you have, or like having to plow the dirt so that it's ready to grow things, if you think about it like that. And like divine feminine doesn't really do good with pressure anyways. So the more pressure you put on yourself to create things, it's just literally making me think more of a rabbit, like just like, and I don't know what it is about Handmaid's Tale, but that's what it makes me think of like this using divine feminine energy just as a means to create, and that's it. Like not letting it be a natural creation process, like literally just like, you are here for me to use you to create what's needed, and then I'm gonna toss you to the side and have you clean my counter. And it's like, no, absolutely not, you know? So it's like, you might treat yourself that way. Like, even though you don't want to, you don't have an idea, the idea doesn't quite feel ready, and you're still like, okay, but I have to do it anyways, you know? And so then it's like you're trying to create from this place where the inspiration isn't there. Something about caught up in a web too, because I say, you know, when people do cheese rolling, where they like roll down a hill, like cheese, like they roll the cheese wheel and then they run down the hill and they start falling and rolling, you know? I'm feeling like there's this kind of energy that I'm seeing, I guess, in the future of just like a bunch of people going in one direction, or like trying to do things one way. And that kind of also makes me think of like whether it be a trend or like everybody kind of doing things the same way, which is giving me that rabbit energy too. I don't know why, but just kind of like everyone rushing down the hill, just trying to get to the bottom of the hill. And that could just be, I'm also thinking of like when you go up a hill, when people say like it's a hill, it's gonna be a hill, it's like it's gonna be a journey up, right? Like a struggle up. But then it's like if everybody has a chance to go downhill, that there's this kind of flailing fuck it energy of like, we're going downhill, if we're falling, we're falling, we're going, and everyone's just like running into each other, falling down. And then that there's like a more cunning way, a smarter way to go about it. And then something right when I was talking about the tiger being at the top of the hill and being able to face the sun. But like once you're at the top of the hill, then you go downhill, right? Which is kind of like an easier thing. And then like maybe some people are going to rush down the hill and just kind of fuck it. And then that there's like another way. I don't know. There's another way. Let me see what else. Just use it how it fits for you, because I don't know. Something about 4646. Go look up the meaning of the number 46. I'd look it up, but I just don't have anything to do that right now. But maybe that's something for you, whoever that resonates with 4646. Almost like there's gonna be some kind of like pressure. Look, in pressure. So this is my Afrobeats deck, and like there's a lot of WizKid in here. So those, but there's a message beyond that, right? I'm seeing sure here, pressure. So pressure to say yes to something. Pressure to kind of like do something, because look, then this is the other one that came out. Bad man wanna do me, bad man wanna cry, bad man wanna play mind games on me. So it's like, I don't know, there's some kind of energy of like wanting everyone to go in a certain direction or put pressure on you, pressure to say yes, pressure to say sure. And then look at what came out. Hold on, the message is clear. Don't fear. If I see another man trying to be me, then I know I've gone clear. I know fear. So this is interesting to me, because I've also been picking up like a lot of copycat energy. And I think maybe like the divine feminine kind of like spiritual thing is now in. We see it a lot. I feel like every 10 years, 12 years, the energy of divine feminine and the sensual tiger gets put into mainstream again, where it's like now everyone wants to be the seductress compared to like whatever the opposite of that is. Like I feel like seduction can come in a lot of different ways, but I'm seeing more of like an internal seduction that then kind of melts on the outside, right? And so now it's like everyone wants to do it that way. And then that'll change, and then it'll go back to something else. Like it cycles around, but then it's like for some people, divine feminine is just really their energy, and like no matter what's popular, you know, I do this for real. Like it's not a trope for me. Like, this is really my energy that I like built and worked on and whatever. But I definitely see that right now, kind of like, it kind of makes me think of like baby boy energy, like Beyonce baby boy, it's my fantasy, like that kind of like seductive meow energy where it's like I'm pulling you with my eyes, even though she was like, that doesn't really matter, it's the energy, right? And so I feel like I'm seeing that come around again. And so there might be, I don't know what the pressure is. Like this pressure to kind of like use that in a certain way. Because I can get, that's always a thing. Like that always comes around. So it's coming around again now, but it's like, don't feel pressure to change yourself or to get lost in the cheese wheel roll. Remember that that's who you really, really are. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, don't be afraid of that though either. I'm feeling so fluid, fluid, fluid. And then essence in reverse. I don't know what it always is about some BO. I don't know why I keep on picking things up about BO. And then I'm seeing so mad. Like someone's mad about some BO. Something about June, but some BO. I don't know who that's specific for, but so look. So mad is what I see. Non so amati is the name of the person, but I see so mad. BO. Wherever the BO is at. Oh, collabo. BO. So I don't know. Something about some BO. Feeling fluid. But then feeling like you don't have the right body for that, or that something is wrong with your body. I don't know what is... Oh, or it could be that somebody's mad because it's about to be summer rabbit energy, but then somebody has to heal their body during the summer instead. See, that's what I'm like, that's a reflection of what I was saying. Yeah, like somebody has to stay in their own lane this summer or something. Future is now, don't waste your time. Future is now, don't fool yourself. You know, I want to see a little more, a little less, but I don't want to be too extra. Yes, like literally the like karmic energy is stuck where they have to do other shit right now. So they're not going to be able to enjoy the summer like they want to enjoy the summer. It's like, that's on y'all. Okay, that's on you. Like, that's on you. But I am picking that up. I was getting that. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else, any other cards that I want to pull, or if that's... I just heard a urinal angel. Urinal angel. I don't know. That's the karmics talking. You're no angel either. It's like, but what if I'm just pure and in balance enough where I'm just balanced though? Like, what if really I am half angel, half devil, and so are you, but you just don't know how to use your angel energy, and that's literally the only difference. Because that's what we all are, light and dark, but it's like you feel like you can't use your light energy for whatever reason, or you don't know how, and now you're mad at me because I know how to use it. Like, that's something about that too. I feel like there's a lot of that. Oh, you're no angel. Nobody's perfect. It's like, but I didn't say that I was, but I do take pride in using my light energy because that's how I operate. But it doesn't mean that I'm not, like, I don't know. That's just, look, I don't know. Take it, use it how it works for you. I feel like that's kind of really all I wanted to say with that. I talked about the tree spirits, the utilizing the tree spirits. Any other messages for Divine Feminine? Yeah. Okay. So, like, this energy I'm picking up of this, like, the pressure, sexual pressure, and not feeling like you have to just be like, okay, to that. There's a song, okay, so there's a song, Jeje de Wine, and then he's like, Tuba nikin la, baby mama la la. Tuba nikin la, baby mama la la. And that means, like, if you want to sleep, baby, we can sleep. And then the There's So Many Ways card came out. So I'm feeling this energy of, like, I don't know, if someone is putting the pressure on you for whatever reason, don't feel pressure by it. Walking man in reverse. So it's like this rushing energy of, like, let's just get it done, get it done, get it done. No time to waste. Face ass energy. When it's like, it doesn't need to really be like that. So just don't feel pressured for that. And you know what that also kind of makes me think of? This is what I thought of just now. Back in the 60s, when everybody got back from the war, look up 5757 if you need to. When everyone got back from the war, right? And then it was like everybody started having babies because the men got back from the war and, like, hadn't had sex in a long time or whatever, and, like, finally returned back to their partners and, like, blah blah blah, right? So I'm feeling like there's that kind of energy this year, like the summer of love. But then, you know, that could literally be the cheese roll. Like, that could be the cheese roll energy of, like, we're all in the spirit of the rabbit, and, like, for whatever reason, we feel free enough to make these certain decisions right now at this very moment. And it doesn't mean that you can't, but then it just means don't lose yourself within that energy, you know? Like, no need to, like, follow the roll of cheese. Because it's just a roll of cheese. You know what I mean? Like, no need to throw yourself down a hill because the cheese roll went down first. If that makes sense. You know? Like, don't feel pressure. Allow yourself to feel rushed. Because divine feminine, I said divine feminine. Divine feminine, got it like that. Like, it's like divine feminine energy is really good energy. So it's like people are going to be drawn to that and feel that, and then want to just like bring that karmic rush into it. But somebody, it's like someone's trying to have you do more. I don't know, like have you do a lot. Have you do a lot. Like they're doing a lot. There's something about just doing a lot. Extra. You know, this extra energy. Extra. Like doing the most. And like, I don't know, that makes me think of the cheese rolling, right? Like they're doing a lot. So someone might come to you with that energy of just like, whoa, we're doing a lot, or like really putting the pressure on, or like it's becoming this like, it's very highly orchestrated, and like, I don't know, just don't feel the pressure to fall into whatever that is. Yeah. Oh, look. And then I saw beats and layer. So it's like you lay the tempo. You get to lay the tempo. And if somebody can't rock with the tempo that you're setting, that's on them. You know what I mean? Like, that's on them. You get to set the tempo of the situation. If they can't rock with it, then they may not be right for you. You know, and that's fine. So just don't feel any pressure to be a certain way for anybody now or ever. And with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hope I gave you some confirmation, and until next time, bye.